Peggy Etra is an actor, improviser, and puppeteer. In part 2 of the Swazzle Lunch Break, we learn what it's like to create original characters. Sean started the conversation off asking her, is there a formula?
There's no set formula. But
Okay.
like if I was given a little mouse, I figure a mouse has a little voice box. So a little voice box will probably be higher. And is this mouse, sneaky, or is this mouse funny, or is this mouse, like thinks that they are the welcome wagon? Come on in, it's really super fun in here. You'll love it. You go, okay. Or does it play against type? If you're given a little mouse, but it's not like this, you go, that's a juxtaposition. So, and then you look at the text and you go, what would the text support?
Yeah.
Is it a higher voice? Is it a lower voice? Plus, I listen to whoever else is in the scene because I think with anything, comedy, acting, puppetry, it's an orchestra. Yeah. So if everybody's talking right here, if everybody, unless it's used for effect that everybody talks right here, you're going to want people who are talking higher or lower or slower or faster. So you think, well, my voice, my characters, movements, and sound could fit here in the sound of what they're trying to create, as well as the visual.
Right.
Sometimes you can look at the puppet and go, what do you sound like? What is going on in your head? And you're off by yourself and you have a conversation with the puppet. I do, but sure. And be like, oh, so who do you sound like? Are you high class? Are you lower class? Are you a lay person? Are you, some landed gentry? Who are you? And again, if you're not improvising and you have text, does the text support that? And then you have to be ready to chuck the whole thing, because the director may look and go, no, don't care for it. And you're like, oh, all right. And the first character that I do in the show coming up, we had a character a meeting. And so the puppets were there, and I knew who I was going to play, but they brought in the puppet and they put it on, and I was like, I thought it sounded this way, and they said, and they went, I think it's a little more Regis Philbin, and I went, okay. And the idea is, what does that mean to me? That's a cadence, that's a delivery. I'm never going to sound like Regis Philbin because I don't have the voice box that he had, or, I'm not built like him per se, but it was, the rapid fire. And I went, oh, how about this? And so I just did that, and they were like, yeah, work on that. Cool. That's what we want from her. Like, okay. So I was able then to go to the text, say, this is the kind of delivery they want. This is how I think she sounds. And then, then we do it. Then we came back and we shot it. And they were like, that was so crazy. And I'm like, that's so crazy. Because I didn't wake up in the morning going, I'm going to base this off of Regis Philbin. That's the way I'm going to go. But the minute someone said it, since I have knowledge of who it is and who that sounded like, and if I didn't, I had the luxury of a day to look that person up. Thank God for Google.
It gives you like a take, and the nice thing is, even if you're doing your best Regis Philbin impression, it's going to come out as 100% different character.
Exactly. Because no one's going to listen to that and go, oh, that's Regis Philbin. Because it's not. Right. It's not. That was the key to get me to where I needed to be. If they had said it's the Queen of England, okay, let me wrap my brain around that. Let me come back.
And you just kind of give a take on it, and your take on it could be the start of a whole brand new character, basically.
Truly, there was a moment, I will say there was, and our executive producer, who I adore, said to me, we literally were shooting something, and they went, oh, yeah, get in there. You're going to be this woman at a table. Yeah. And it's a fantastical creature, but you're just at a table. Yeah. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm at the table and something happens and there was some improv. And so I improvised, and our Mike, our exec went, how'd you come up with that character? And I went, panic, panic. It's like, I better say something. Okay, I'm at a table, I'm eating. What does this woman sound like? Who is she? And I just said, I, planted my feet and spewed it out. And he went, that's so funny. And it was like, yeah, but I didn't know till I opened my mouth what she was going to sound like.
So it seems like there's like three major directions that I'm hearing from you.
Yes.
One is the very deliberate, like you're sitting down, you're looking at the character, you're being more analytical about it.
Right.
The second is you come up with something, but it's a lot of the feedback from other people. People saying to you, this needs to be like this, or this needs to be like this. And then there's a third way where it's like spur of the moment.
So at the risk of being really like ethereal and, beautiful, life is beautiful.
Yeah.
There's a moment when a director tells you something and part of you is like, what? Take a breath, take a big breath, just relax and go, if you don't understand, say, do you mean this? Not parrot it back, but say, this is what I heard you say.
Yeah.
If you come in with a character and they don't like it and you're offended, like, but I worked so hard on it, take a breath, let it go. And you know what? If you really like that character, you can do that character somewhere else. When someone says to you, quick, go sit at that table and say something, you go, take a breath. All right. I'm now present and I'm able to digest egolessly what is coming at me.
But it's interesting to hear you articulate, and I see like a thread through all of these stories, which is you are someone who is always open to the experience, willing to learn, and I just feel like, well, not everyone is like that. No matter where people are, whether they're starting out or they're towards the end of their career or they're in the middle, who knows? Some people are very, no, my way or the highway. And I just feel like one of your greatest strengths as a performer, along with everything else, that you are funny and talented and all of that as an actress, and a puppeteer and all of that. But I just feel like your willingness to embrace a situation is a great strength. I think a lot of people could learn from that. I feel like it is a skill. A lot of people is a developing skill in a lot of people, and I just feel like if there's a takeaway from this little chat, I would hope that people, be a lifelong learner, be open to new experiences.
I love that. Be a lifelong learner. Be as egoless as you can be.
Yeah.
Take pride in your work, but be as egoless as you can be, and be willing to be a team player. Yes. I have watched people like you, people at the top of the food chain in puppetry, who have no problem jumping in to assist when it's necessary.
Yeah.
So when I'm doing something and someone will like, you want me to do your hands? Let me come over. I'm like, yes. And wow, dude, you're top of show, or babe. Yeah. Thank you. This idea that the true maestros are really, I'm going to go, I use the word maestro, I use the word music, but they truly want to help with what you're creating. And so I love being open because I always learn something. Right. And I also learn that people who are maestros don't know everything and are open to learning new things. Yes. And to see them learn new things, and you go, oh, I was in the room. That was, oh my gosh, that was magic. And they went, I didn't know I could do that.
Someone wanted to know, how do you hold the two arm rods together?
Well, it like this. Yeah. You wrangle one rod between your finger and your forefinger, your thumb and your forefinger. Grab the other one, and where the apex you hold them. Some people hold them with different grips because certain hands are different than others, bigger or smaller. I usually wrangle through here and then use these to manipulate the hands.
And it just takes a lot of practice to get that skill. That's a whole nother skill. It's crazy. Michael Ostrom has a question for you.
Yes.
What's the most challenging puppet you ever worked? And what puppet was like a dream the first time you put it on?
There's a puppet that comes up in this show. I'll just say it's the snow episode. And I love her so much that it was like a physical reaction to her. Her name is Gertie. That's all I'm gonna say.
Find out.
I looked at Gertie and I thought, I can't even believe. It's like we were one. It's like I'm in love with this character so much. I love her. One of the biggest challenges was Soap Scum that we did on Kidding.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that was, but
Sure.
Again, moments of, if there were moments of frustration, to me it had to do with user error, not with the puppet, but it was a different kind of, it was balanced in a way that I hadn't worked with before. And so there were...
Right, it's a very oddly, for people who don't know, it's a very oddly shaped head on pretty much a bag body.
Right. So
a very big mouth. Yeah.
I wouldn't say it was the worst, because I don't graduate them that way, but I felt it was,
sure.
Peggy, now you are going to be using all of your knowledge to problem solve this. And
Right.
Kristen Turney was my assist. She was incredibly helpful, and we worked as a collaborative. And again, I walked out of there a better puppeteer. So it's all good. You go, whoa. So somebody handed me, and there were a couple real puppets in this last thing we did.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got this. I got it. I got it. It's fine.
See, that's that Peggy Etra attitude. Like, I wish that you could, like, if you could bottle it, you could like be a millionaire. You could like bottle this Peggy Etra attitude, simmer it down to a serum. I don't know what, probably some glittery serum that people could take every morning, and it would just open your eyes and make you ready to embrace the world. And yeah, you could bottle and sell that. I would buy it.
Well, if I can figure out how to do that and without it being a little creepy,
it'd be called Etra by Peggy.
Etra by Peggy. Oh.
And Nicolette says she was by. So you have 2 customers already.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, brainstorming. And also, Sean, I appreciate you because you were at the beginning of all of this, and your support, your kindness, your generosity, knowledge, it all resonates. It all resonates every day. So I appreciate you as well.
Well, thank you. And when you have Etra by Peggy bottled and ready for market, let me know, because I think you at least have 3 buyers ready on this little interview who would be happy to buy some.
I'll do that. Okay.
Thank you. And thank you for joining us. How do people follow you? So if people want to see what you're up to, how can people see what you're up to?
I'm on Peggerpoo2 on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I am Peggy Etra Entertainment on Facebook.
Yeah. Oh, Peggy Etra Entertainment on Facebook. Alrighty. Thanks for joining.
All right. Bye.
Thank you for watching. Please join us next time on the Swazzle Lunch Break.